All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Adams Brothers Podcast. It's a beautiful, happy hump day here in South Florida. Hope everybody's doing well today. Make sure you drive safely going home today if you're on your way home. We are joined here this afternoon with a candidate for Florida State House District 98, Mr. Keith Abel. He is a candidate, and he's going to be on the ballot in November. And we'd like to welcome August. I'm sorry.
August, yeah.
I'm sorry, August. I stand corrected. It's going to be in August. So,
yep.
Yeah, so he's going to be on the ballot in August. So we'd like to welcome Mr. Keith Abel back to
again.
The Adams Brothers Podcast. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you. Right.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said again, that's going to be in August. August. What is the date again on in August?
18, 2026.
August the 18th. So we'd like to welcome Mr. Keith Abel back. He was on our podcast here a couple years ago. He ran and he didn't win. He came very close, but he's confident that he can get the job done this time. So he's back on our podcast. So Mr. Abel, again, welcome to the Adams Brothers Podcast.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So let's start out by, we always like to have our guests introduce themselves because nobody can introduce yourself better than you. So go ahead and tell our viewers a little bit about Keith Abel, whatever you would like them to know about Keith Abel, and we'll go from there. Go on into our questions.
Well, I'm a 30-year veteran. Spent 30 years in the United States Army in 2 combat wars, Iraq, Freedom, and Desert Storm. And so when I decided to get out of the military, I just said, hey, I still need to keep on serving. So just because the uniform was taken off, I'm still serving. And that's one thing I wanted to do and have been doing since I got out. And I've been a very community advocate for the people, whether it be a veteran, whether it be senior citizens, or whether it just be the everyday people. I'm here and I'm not going nowhere.
Okay. All right. And like I said, let's just get right on down into the questions here. My first question for you, sir, is in your opinion, what are the top 3 issues facing our district, which is 98? What are the top 3 issues that you think that we are facing right now?
My number 1 is homeowner insurance. It's a big thing. The next thing is workforce housing. And then after that, it is healthcare and veterans.
Okay. Homeowners insurance is definitely a hot topic here in the state of Florida. I just got my policy renewal in the mail. That's due in about another month, I believe. And it's for around $5,500 for the year. And I remember when I first bought my house, it was about $300 for the whole year. And now we're up to $5,500. And a lot of people here in the state of Florida, you know, they can't afford this health insurance, and it's forcing a lot of people to make a decision. You know, do I keep my lights and my water on? Do I have to keep my home, or do I spend the money on my homeowner's insurance? And a lot of people who have paid their homes off, they're taking a gamble right now, and they're, you know, taking that big, huge risk by not
insuring their home,
which is a dangerous thing to do here in South Florida because of the hurricanes. But these are the decisions that people are faced with because of the rising costs of homeowners insurance. So what do you think that you can do if elected to bring down the cost of a homeowner's insurance?
Well, first, to start off with educating the people about how do you get relief off that? How do you do certain things, your energy costs, your migration, all those kind of things, is fixing your roof as well. So those would, first thing I would do is education. Then the next thing is to start making Florida a place where we get competition. Competition is the American way of living. So attracting different insurance companies to come in and say and compete with. So you got different rates. That'll be my next thing. And the other thing we're talking about, having different grants, the migration grants to help citizens who probably can't afford to do different things with their roofs, their windows, and their electric. So we can lower that as well. So that's why we start. Those three different things I would start with.
Okay. All right. And my second question is, if elected, what specific accomplishments would you hope to achieve in your first term?
First term is workforce housing. Definitely workforce housing for everyone. You know, it's a shame that people have to think about, well, like you said before, what should I pay my electric bill? Should I be able to have my medicine? So I want to do different programs that would give people an opportunity to get into homes that who working every day that cannot even afford their own home. So that's be one of my things. And then the next thing is really what I see is bringing District 98 and a unity, working together, because I can't do it by myself. So what I plan to have to do is different boards where I hear the community. The city does it, the county does it. So then I'll be able to hear the voices of what the people want. Because I can say all day, this is what they need, but I need to hear them. And that's what I'm doing. So those are my accomplishments before when I get in there, that's what I would want to accomplish.
Okay. All right.
Yes. Mr. Abel, what do you think you can do better this time around than you did the first time when you ran?
It's really just getting to the people more. I mean, I don't sleep. And if I do sleep, we're talking about 2 or 3 hours, because I'm always thinking of ways, how can I help people in District 98? If I get a phone call from a veteran that is homeless, if I get a message from a senior saying these different programs we want. So the difference, what I would do is be out there even more than what I am.
Okay. And here in Broward County here, and lately in the news, just I believe on Monday, they were talking about I call it massive. You're talking like 1,000 people. I was told that layoffs in the Broward County school system, actually 700 jobs was cut through attrition that were not filled, and the other 3 were actually bodies on the ground. What steps would you take to support and improve education while supporting the teachers?
Well, you know what? I'll sum it up in a short way. First of all, we need to change the way we do things with our school system. We need to do that. We need to start listening to the residents and seeing what's actually what they want and what's going on. And if you just notice just if you go to the school board, I don't know if you've ever been to one of their meetings, the way things are positioned, you as a person, you and the resident, when you come there to speak, are you really being heard, number one? Number 2 is set up to where can you actually attend? Either you can attend, it's only one time you can attend, like during the day. So we need to have meetings more towards the night. So once again, I start with asking people what they want. Some things that I can actually do is say, hey, we got different job career fields for everyone. We're looking at for better pay. We need competition, and we need to be very mindful of our budget. What are we doing in holding people accountable?
Yeah. Okay. And the layoffs, what do you, I mean, I know you kind of addressed some of the things about holding people accountable. Does that mean the upper level staff, or is that the school board members that are elected?
I'm saying everyone. You know, we had this saying in the Army, when stuff happens, it rolls down. So it's all the way from the top on down. So everyone needs to be accountable.
Yeah, because this is a problem that just didn't happen overnight. This is a problem that has been going over for years, and it's like no one did anything about it. And I mean, they laid off 300 people from what I was told actually got laid off, and then they're talking about another 1,000 next year. That's going to be a major hit.
3,000. I thought it was like 3,000.
I thought I heard 1,000,
Okay,
but
it
could be 3. But I heard 1,000 again next year. That these going to be bodies again on the ground. So our education definitely might take a hit and suffer. But I agree, you need to hold people accountable.
I want to interject with that. So
Yes.
we're looking at what's the word to use? The educators, or we looking at fields that hasn't been filled and then they're striking them out and they're not hiring no more on that? Or we looking at the support system? I think in that number count, I think it's more than just education. I think
Yes.
So, definitely I don't want no one to be without a job. And we need to look at how can we either retrain them to get to different other jobs. But when it comes down to our educations for our youth, this is where we need to drive in and saying what has happened. That's where the accountability needs to be at, because they are the one who's teaching the people for our future.
Okay. And how do you plan to address small business in your district, and how the small businesses can succeed and grow? How do you plan on addressing that, like just businesses, small business?
Well, it's like I'm doing right now. I'm going out there, going to the business and seeing what their need is. Let's do what I call a squat. Let's see where you're at. How can if you need loans, how can we make you viable towards the community? What works and what don't work? How do we get the exposure? So I'm looking at different grants, and then you know what? You can take those same, when we talk about education, this is one of my things, education, and you can have some of those business, like you say, to give those volunteer hours to students so they can actually be training them. So it's like doing a partnership with the businesses, and it's right there in your own community that you service. That you go and get service from every day.
And what is your take, Mr. Abel, on the, I know there's been talk in the legislature, and right now I think it has stalled out, about the elimination of property tax for homesteaded homes. What's your approach on that?
It sounds good. That's sounding. But the question is, who's it going to work for? How is the everyday people are going to really get some happiness from that? Because as you know, a lot of those taxes support a lot of things that we do. Right. So we got to meet somewhere in the middle. Are they too high? Yes. Can we bring them down? Let's try to work with that. But eliminating property taxes as a whole, I'm not for it. It's a lot of things that property taxes pay for. It sound good.
Yeah. I was thinking that my understanding of that was, I was thinking that the governor was saying that it would be, the property taxes would be for the people that own their homes,
right,
and not for the people that's currently still paying for their homes. Now, if you own your home, you would get the property tax relief. But if you're still paying on the home, I don't think that you would qualify. I think that I might be wrong. Correct me if you know. Correct me if I'm wrong.
He had something like that, and then it was also about what, like a certain seniors and whatnot. But once again, let's ask the question: how many people own the homes? Flat out own them.
We too here do.
Yeah, we own our homes, and I know.
But how much, we're talking about how many people? Let's see how this works. Because remember, the people you're saying that own their home, you no longer going to contribute. Now, should it be some type of exemption more for you? Sure, but you got, once again, everybody is getting these services, so we want to make it fair. Because what happens if you have to take out a second mortgage to do something?
Yeah, right. But you're still paying local. You're still local. Your local taxes are still like to your city government, so you're still gonna pay through those services. I'm keeping an open mind on it, because it'll cut essential services, and I want to see it, because the devil is always in the details. So yeah.
And I think it puts the burden back on the local government, because I don't think the state gets any money from property taxes anyway. It's the cities and the county, if I'm not mistaken, and they're the ones that get the money from the property taxes, and the school board and etc. So I think that puts the burden on the county and the city, the local governments here, to find that little shortfall.
Tighten that belt.
Yeah, and they have to tighten their belts. So they're really putting the responsibilities on the county and the city.
Yeah.
So you just said something that I heard at a meeting I heard.
Mm-hmm.
And the young lady was saying, well, hey, I'm 75. I done raised all my kids. My grandkids not here. So why should I be paying taxes for the school board when I don't have nothing to do with it? See, so you're going to have those different things back and forth. Why my money should be going there and all my kids are gone. So, but you still pay to get in there for the kids that are there now. So like I'm saying, we still have a community. So we still got to support each other. So it's that we have to go in a medium.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be the catch-20, because just like you're saying, okay, well, if you don't own a home, well, you don't have to do this. Well, they think now I don't have no kids to go to school, so why should I? You know, so you open up a whole big can.
You
so
do.
It's still a big issue, I would say.
It is.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Abel, what is one issue that you disagree with your own party with? One issue that you disagree with. I think you're running as a Democrat. What is one issue that you disagree with the Democratic Party?
I wouldn't say what I'm about to say is not an issue that I disagree with. I think we need to have a more forceful tack at the way we're doing things. Yeah.
And I agree. I agree with that, because
and just keep everyone involved in what's going on. Keep educating. Let's not wait till things happen, but keep getting everybody educated on the lowest level.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I agree with you on that as well, because I tell you, it's a lot of people say the Democrats have gotten soft.
They have,
and they just let the Republicans just do what they want to do. Bill. If the Republicans see a way that they can do things, they're going to do it. But the Democrats, on the other hand, they want to reach across the table and try to work things out with them, and that's not working. The Republicans don't even think like that. They're not trying to reach across the table.
They're about power.
They want the power and they want the control. So and what they've been doing, it's gonna take years and years to undo, if you can ever undo it. Well, redistricting and everything.
That's the reason why we have to get more involved. We can't just say that the Democrat, they should do they got solved. So what I'm saying is that everybody should be accountable, because it's going to affect you, whether it's now or later, or your grandparents, or your mom, your dad, your kids. So we all have to come together. And we have our leadership when we have the local government and the higher, but also too, the everyday person got to get more involved. We've got to get out and vote and stand behind and keep on.
Mm-hmm. What are your position, Mr. Abel, on guns and gun control here in the state of Florida?
Well, we should have measures, because not anybody should just get a gun. And sometimes it's not necessary. The gun is the person behind the gun that uses. So we do need to do background checks. And when we see that they got problems with people with issues, we need to address that just every day, because those sometimes are the people that goes out and use the gun. And sometimes it's not, but we need to have better classes on how to maintain it as well, and make sure it's locked up as well.
What about open carry?
Well, it's been passed now, so
yeah. What about open carry? It's a law now in Florida, but
yeah.
What are your thoughts on open carry? You know, I mean, you're a military man. You've been trained, and
that's why I asked that
and
question.
all of that stuff. You know, and you know how to handle a firearm. But what are your? I mean, how do you feel
thoughts
about the open carry here?
We should be trained on it, and be wisely when we use a firearm.
It's been working. I mean, the panic that people portrayed at first about open carry, I haven't heard any incidents about open carry, and I'm for open carry. I always have been for it. I wouldn't open carry. That's not something I would do.
Black man, I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't do it regardless of. It's always about the element of surprise, but people put panic. Oh well. open carry it's going to cause all this. And this is the Democrats. This is why they lose a lot of people within their party, because it's some stance they need to change. And definitely one is their fear mongering on guns. They lose a lot of people who are right in the middle, Mr. Abel. And like when they were saying about the concealed carry, it was fear mongering again. Oh, this is going to cause all these deaths. I haven't, with the concealed carry and the open carry, I haven't heard seriously not one incident. It's like been so quiet, and that's what I think the Democrats have to stop doing. Is fear mongering to their party. I think once they stop doing that, I believe they will get more people that will jump on board. And also, my next question for you, Mr. Abel, is what is your position on protecting local control for cities?
Protecting local control for cities.
Yeah. Yes. Like, you know, a legislature has stripped a lot of control, like for, let's just say the Live Local Act. Because I hear a lot of local politicians saying that Tallahassee has stripped a lot of their power away from the local cities. And I was just asking, what is your position on that? Protecting local control in cities, in municipalities like Deerfield Beach.
Right. And I go back again, once again, let's talk to the people and see how they want things to be done. Because after all, they the one who live in the city. They the one who should help make those decisions. And that's where you have your city level, and you have your county level. So I do believe in that the city and the residents should have a voice and should be the first to decide on what they should do for that.
Yeah.
Not saying everything is going to be fair all the time, but they need to have a voice on it.
Yeah. I agree. And
local law just trumps all of that, though. It just allows these developers to come in and build, and the city and the county can have little to no say so in it at all. So it's really the law that they passed in Florida. You know, you can have your input on it, but the governor signed it, and it gives the contractors the power to say, I want to go up 6 stories or 8 stories. That's what we're going to do.
But you still go back and you fight.
Yeah.
There's always ways to do certain things. You still, if you feel that there's injustice or overdevelopment in your area, then you have the right as a resident to still fight for that.
No doubt.
Okay. And something that's been happening in the news here lately, they've been talking about redistricting. It's a big rush before the midterms to redraw the district lines, and I think that they can only do it every 10 years. I think it is, if I'm not mistaken.
According to the census.
According to the census, they can do it every 10 years or something like that. I may be a little bit off, but the Republicans are in a mad rush across the country to take away districts that the Democrats are in control of and make it more favorable to the Republicans. So what are your thoughts on the redistricting that they're in such a hurry to change here in the state of Florida?
We have to go to court and battle it. We have to fight and stand on our ground and fight.
Yeah, because it's already a done deal here. I mean, I think now you're going to see the battle now between the Democrats now, like
California and Pennsylvania.
No, the
blue states.
The U.S. do the same thing. U.S. Representative Diane Wasserman Schultz, I believe her name is, in South Broward here. She's talking about running in U.S. District 20, I believe it is now. So now you're going to have the Democrats, they're saying on TV, fighting against each other. It could turn in a racial thing now, and they're asking her not to run, and it's going to be a mess. I see it coming now. I mean, this redistricting has caused a lot of problems, and I'm like you, Mr. Abel. They need to go to court, and they need to fight.
Yes.
I have one more question.
And I have one more, and we'll let you go, Mr.
I have one more question for you. Why are you the best candidate to represent District 98?
Because I come with leadership, and I basically come with just being there. I've listened to the people. I'm not just someone who's going to sit in Tallahassee and wait to do town hall meeting, but I'm out there on the streets and in different areas talking to the residents every day. How can we make this better? Knowing the issues. Because like I said, we can say a lot of different stuff about what we think that may happening, but if you're talking to someone that's saying, hey, I have a mental illness, and that's what happened one time. I was talking to a veteran. How do we get that veteran help? What are the ways we do it? I'm able to get in and start partnerships. We have to see that. How do we connect? How do we connect our seniors? How do we connect with workforce housing? We need someone on the ground here in District 98 that is a leader, that's going to be going forward and that will fight for the people over politics. And we don't see that right here in District 98.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And my final question for you is, how will you ensure transparency and accountability to the people you represent in your district?
Starting right here, being on the Adam Brothers show right there, live stream, that's where it starts at. And like I said before, is to maintain several different boards that deals with the community, such as the housing, such as youth, such as education. Having a board and being able to where each resident has a voice too. So within that, and also going out. So all my social media and doing all different types of events. I believe in unity, and I understand what that look like, and leadership. I've been on the battlefield and out into the boardroom. I know how to move District 98 forward.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So closing you out, we're going to give you 3 minutes to look in that camera and tell the people here in District 98 why they should elect you as the next representative here in Florida.
District 98.
District 98. Why they should elect you on August the 18th. You got 3 minutes, sir.
That's a long time. August 18th is a very important day. It is a day that we decide, look at what we have, or do we want to move forward? I am Keith Abel, and I'm running for state representative for District 98. I'm a candidate that's going to listen to you, that's going to be there for you, and also is about change, also about leadership that is not afraid to fight for you, whether we're talking about workforce housing, we're talking about Medicare, we're talking about healthcare, we're talking about veterans and senior care. This is the reason why you should vote for someone who's going to be visible. Not when it comes time for election, not when it comes time just for a town hall, but it's going to be visible to talk to you, to be able to break bread with you, to be able to talk to you about things that matters. I am your voice, Keith Abel. And you can reach me on my social media, www.abel, ABEL, 4FOR, Florida.com. And also,
all right.
Hold on. No, wait a minute. I give it 3 minutes. Also, too,
right.
This is a grassroots campaign, and I can't do it alone. I cannot. Donations is everything. So anything will help, because we got to take this here and win it, because together we are able. Thank you.
And how can people donate to your campaign, Mr. Abel?
If you go on my website, abelforflorida.com, and you click on the donation button there.
Okay.
All right. So if you just joined us, we've been talking to candidate for Florida State House Representative, District 98, Keith Abel. He is his name will be on the ballot on August the 18th, and he's asking for your vote.
Military veteran.
Thank
you for your service.
Thank you for your service to our country, sir, and keep up the good work. And we wish you luck when you win. We hope you will come back on the Adams Brothers podcast and talk to us as our newly elected district representative. So
yes,
good luck to you, sir, and we really thank you for coming on our podcast again.
You're always welcome.
You're always welcome.
Okay, yes.
Event to go to, so we want to get you on up out of here. So good luck to you, sir.
Good luck.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
You too.